Pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome y'all tonight. Approval of the bills. I'll have a chance to look over the bills. A motion to accept the bills.
I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills
I'll second.
for October.
Okay, seconded by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of the September 10th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the September 10th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I'm going to jump right over to privilege of the floor, and then after that, you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. We have our officers' reports, new business, old business, so by all means, you're all welcome to stay for that. But I don't know, some of you may have other things to get to tonight. So I'm going to go right to privilege of the floor. Brad, I want to open the floor up to you.
Hi, my name's Brad. Me and my wife are residents on Canterbury Lane over there. And we would like to address a concern regarding an incident that happened Friday with a town building inspector. On the 3rd, the building inspector entered our private property without any knowledge or consent from either one of us. Was not notified in advance, nor was there any proper authorization provided. As a homeowner, I believe this action violates our property rights and privacy. Now, I understand that their building inspectors have an important role to play in ensuring compliance with local codes and regulations. However, I also understand there are legal processes in that place that protect citizens from unwarranted intrusions into their private space. To my knowledge, the inspector did not have a proper warrant or consent or any immediate legal justification to be on our property. The only thing that was left was writing was a business card, not a proper stop work order with proper signature necessary. The person he addressed at our home was a minor who was watching our dogs. That minor offered several times during the inspection to call either me or my wife. Instead of calling us at that moment, he chose to bully the minor and instead of entering insisted on entering our gated backyard. I called the inspector as soon as I got his verbal stop work message, again, nothing in writing or proper signatures, from my dog sitter and explained that we were having some concrete work done and had the required stakeouts and were told by the village office that no permits was needed. At no point during that conversation was I told that he had entered my property and taken pictures of the backyard. I would like to know what protocols are in place to ensure that property owners are notified when an inspector intends to enter their private property. What right do we have as homeowners when it comes to protecting our privacy from unauthorized inspections or visits? What action, if any, will the town take to address the violation and prevent it from happening again? And what actions will it take to ensure that all residents' rights are respected at the proper procedure and followed? One more thing. I hope this does not go against us for any future projects that we want to do, because it's a pain in the ass, first of all. And if it does, the board is not who I will be contacting. I know who called into the code enforcer, and it's starting to feel like beginning to feel like it's harassment. Me and my wife are in our 30s and bother no one, and I'm not gonna put up with it. I mean, it's not that difficult to make a damn phone call and ask what's going on, instead of nosy neighbors worrying about what's going on at my house. This isn't an HOA, this isn't Pittsburgh. That's not how life works. So
I can assure you going forward, there's not going to be something against you, believe me. It's not going to happen. Gary, let me
should like to
put your
address
side of it.
So I received a call that there was something going on there. So I did stop over there, knocked on the door. Do I know you?
no.
Do I know any of your family that you know of?
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know you. So anyhow, I knocked on the door and this fella came out. He didn't look like a minor to me, but regardless, I said, I understand there's something going on in the back. I said, is there any chance I can go take a look at it? He goes, yeah, you can go back there. I said, I'll follow you. He walked me around to the gate and into the backyard. Snapped a picture. I said, if this is all it's gonna be, shouldn't be a problem. Then you called me before I even got home. Told you it was not an issue. Done deal. And then Sunday, at 6 o'clock at night, you decided to call me and start swearing at me and telling me I had no right to go into that property. When someone that I don't know comes out of a home, gives me permission to go back there, that is, I'm legal to do that.
How's that legal? Why would you not say, where's the homeowner? Can I get a hold of him?
Well,
And then when I did call you on that Friday, that you did not say that, you
I
completely
asked you
went
what
off
you were
and said,
doing. I asked you what you were doing with it.
well, you said you immediately gotta stop what you're doing back there.
I said, first of all, what are you doing? And you said, gonna put a cement pad in there. Because I did tell you to stop what you're doing, because I didn't know if you were building
Isn't that
something.
irrelevant? Isn't that irrelevant? You entered in his yard, right? You went into his yard without
With permission.
authorization.
With permission.
With permission from a minor. Don't tell me you
What, am
can't
I gonna
distinguish
prove
that.
everybody that I go to?
But shouldn't you have just waited for the owners to come home?
Well, there was no big
Shouldn't you have
deal.
waited for the owners to come
No, I
home?
had permission to go back in there and I had.
From
friends.
whom? A minor, a house setter.
Okay. Well, I didn't know he was a house sitter. How do I know he didn't live there?
Did you ask?
No, I asked.
Then why the hell wouldn't you
I
ask?
said, what's going on in the back?
He told you they were gone on vacation in
Yeah.
Nashville. He was with us. They told
He
you that.
told me you were on vacation, but he said, I said, well, can I go in the back and take a picture? Yeah, and
Well,
he
that's not
followed
his
me.
choice.
Well, I didn't know he
He
wasn't
needs a
part of the
minor and
resident
doesn't
there.
understand that, he's not a homeowner.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's
You
fine.
overstepped your bounds.
No, well, I had
You
permission
overstepped
to
your
go in
bounds.
there,
You
so
shouldn't
I
have
was
done
able
it,
to.
and you shouldn't have done it on the word of somebody else. You should have contacted the homeowner and found out he was not home, and then contacted him that Monday when he was home. It was, excuse me, but you were wrong.
Okay, I had the right to go in there when I had permission.
You don't have permission because he's a minor and he isn't a resident of the
Well, I didn't know,
place.
I didn't know that at
Yes.
the time. I know now, so I'll never take his word again. He should have just left, said, no, don't go back there.
It's not his fault.
He told you they weren't there.
I didn't know he didn't live there. I have no idea about that.
But the other 3 people in the neighborhood that also had concrete work that done that this summer never got contacted by you, did they?
I didn't know he
came
was-
over.
Exactly, and they
The
live
same
within
guy-
4 houses
The
of
same
this
guy that turned
person. I'm
me
just
in
saying it's
walks by the
harassment.
damn places every day.
Well.
Yes, every
I
day.
don't get the call. I don't go in people's yards.
I get
Well,
that you
why-
don't, but I'm just saying that the same stuff happened at 3 other residents within 4 houses of their house over the summer, and not one of them got a phone call that says they had to stop or anything, or what are you guys doing? Nobody did, and I find it hard to believe when that same person walks by all these houses, the same houses.
I
So,
didn't have a clue about any of the.
I just say,
other-
that's why we're saying
So,
we believe it's
I only
harassment.
acted on a message I received.
Then you should have just called one of us. One of our phone numbers isn't here.
Well, maybe I should have, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't even know he was a minor.
I mean, it kind of is a big deal because it's our private property. We pay for the taxes. We pay for everything that's there, as much as we got.
Okay. I understand you're concerned, and that won't happen again.
Well, thanks, I appreciate it. Just call me. I'll give you my number.
I got your number. You
Well,
called me.
now
so-
you do, yeah.
So, I didn't, listen, but there was nothing, there was nothing wrong. I didn't even know there was a stakeout done that, and I found that out later on, so.
Well, and then I was told that the stakeout doesn't even get sent out to building code
It
enforcement.
doesn't, it's going to now.
I had 2 of them done. But I shouldn't have to worry about a neighbor turning me in because he dislikes us. And the shit that just because we're in our 30s, we're all different, we're just different, just because we're different.
Right.
And like she was saying, there was 3 other houses down through there that have done the same thing, and
Listen, I don't.
for some reason we get called out.
Like I said, I don't go on people's properties unless I have permission. Right or wrong, that boy gave me permission, right or wrong. But I don't go just walk into people's properties, and I don't go in there unless I get a complaint about something. And I didn't know what was happening. Then I asked you, well, what are you doing? And you finally said, well, I'm just putting a pad. And I said, well, you don't need a permit.
Well, I understand that, but why
Right.
couldn't you ask me at the front, why couldn't you call me at the front door when he offered my number to you?
He didn't offer me your number.
He says he told you several times that I can call the homeowners if you would like.
I said there was no big deal because there was nothing going on there.
It's just, the point of the
So
matter
here's
is,
my card.
Why do people gotta worry about what everyone else is doing on their own property that they pay it for their taxes for? That's another fucking problem, is that shit.
Don't cuss.
Well, unfortunately, it's a small village and people see a lot of things.
Jesus. I just don't know why we can't mind our own business. That's,
Kind of, well, once I get the call.
So can any private citizen call you then? Any private citizen can call you and say, hey, can you go and check this place out? I think they might be doing something that's, maybe they don't have a building permit for it.
Sure, I can go check it out.
Okay. That's, okay, so it's not just
It's not
a
anybody.
board member
No,
called you
it
and
can be
told you to
anybody.
check it out?
Anyone can call me.
I appreciate
I have
that.
an open door. I don't hide nothing. I don't try to sneak in on people. I don't do any of that.
Okay.
If he said no, I would never went back there. Listen, I didn't know he didn't live there, any of that. He did say you were on vacation, yes, he did. But he gave me the permission, and when I went back there, snapped a picture, no big deal. And I told you that, you were all set on Friday.
yeah, you did, but you didn't tell me that you took pictures.
Well, what's the pictures for at the end of the day?
I
You
just,
didn't-
and then I told you once you get a port, I was gonna come over and take a picture
But-
once it was done, then we'd be able to start just sorting your file.
But what's the point, I guess what I'm asking is what's the
I
point
don't
of it?
need to, it was just something I was offering.
What is it? 'Cause you didn't read my color.
Well, I know you heard it from a board member, because you told me you heard it from a board member.
Well, you.
Oh,
I know who the board member is,
You
you said
said-
something.
You said it was my neighbor.
Absolutely.
I
I know it
I
is.
know, so.
I mean, it's not the first time one of those two neighbors that gave me troubles, and then 3 months later, one neighbor came over and asked for that service to be done.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, I didn't hear it from, it was relayed to me.
I know, you said it was relayed to you from a board member.
No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant,
It really
but
doesn't.
whatever, it's just the point that people can't mind their business, you know what I mean? You know, if people are calling you in or whatever, for something that you're doing just so simple, they gotta make that phone, and literally it was the day after it happened. It probably was the day before, and it was just later, and you came on Friday,
That's when I got the call, Friday.
literally a day after. I mean, you could clear, anyone can tell that it's just gonna be a pad, there's no holes being dug. You dig the holes before you throw the stone in, and then you throw concrete
And
on
I
top.
saw that, that's exactly right. But I didn't know, I didn't have a clue if you were planning on putting a roof over it, or I didn't know what you're
He
doing.
would have had a building permit for that. And he came
True.
to this office and asked and was told that he didn't need one.
Well,
So why was there a follow-up on something that they had already told you guys about? We don't understand that. I don't understand that. I just find it a bit harassing. I mean,
You said something you called a year and a half ago or something, someone said, no.
It was like a year, before last summer.
and the contractor couldn't come. So the contractor finally came, hey, we're doing it now. But
Okay,
that's what it's all
yeah.
about, so. It was uncalled for, it was unwarranted, and it
And
was,
possibly the way that it was relayed, I mean, obviously, there's three sides to every story, and what the dog sitter said, what the conversation was, is very different from the conversation that you're saying you had with the dog sitter. He identified himself as a dog sitter, offered to call the
He did tell
homeowner
me it was
several times.
there for the.
And then when you asked to go in the backyard, he's like, do what you gotta do kind of thing, because he's a kid, and that's how kids act. So I think that might just be a little bit of a lack of communication between like the conversation that you had, the conversation that we heard you had with him, was more alarming than the conversation that you're saying you had.
No, that's,
Yeah.
I didn't never threaten the board.
No,
No,
he
no,
didn't say
no,
threaten
no,
you.
no.
No, he never said
No,
threaten.
no.
you.
All I did is
He
ask if
just-
I could go in the back, and he said, yeah,
It was
and I
very
s-
alarming in the very beginning, because, you know, like, you gotta stop everything you're doing right
No, I-
now, and
So when we went in the back, I asked him what's going on, and he wasn't really 100% sure what he's doing. I said, is he building something? If he's building something, he's gotta stop. That, and you call him.
Which I already knew that.
Right, okay, so that's where that went.
Mhm.
But I never raised my voice to the young man. I told him I'm not here to bust anybody's chops.
No, he didn't say
He
nothing.
didn't,
So-
he didn't say you did,
Right.
but I'm just saying the conversation is very different from the conversation that was portrayed, so
Yeah.
just know that.
I said, I'll follow you, and he took me around to the right side and through the gate.
Then I apologized for Sunday, and I was just super furious.
I
I
understand.
literally just got home, and was there, and he
Yeah.
told me about it, so.
Well, that's why I was surprised to hear from you, because I thought we were all set on, but whatever, okay. Well, it happened, and I didn't know the young man didn't live there, so. And he comes out of the house, and what do I?
Well, no, yeah, I get it, just, you got my, I mean, now you got my number, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked with a lot of the residents who do get the building permits, and Gary follows up on them. Everyone that's I've talked to, they speak very highly of working with Gary. He's trying to do his job the best he can for the village. I will say going forward, I would, if you go to a property, make every effort you can to contact the homeowner, so we can eliminate anything like this happening. Sorry it happened, sorry you got so upset. Gary, I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it, he just happened to be there, you know, and quick look, and I would say in the future, contact the homeowner and let him know. I don't know what else I can say.
So what about sheds? Do you have to have a permit for a shed, even if it's movable?
It's built off-site.
If it's built off-site, do you have to have a permit for it?
Yeah, because you gotta put a little foundation down or lumber and. you
What
gotta
if
have
it's
a-
already going on the pad that's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta have a shed, there's a shed permit, yes.
The problem, people buy sheds and they put them over our buried electric lines, and they put them over the sewer and septic lines and the septic tank and property line, you gotta be so far off the property line, and, you know, it sounds like, oh, it's easy, just put a shed in, but, in this subdivision now, we have a nightmare now with people with sheds and bushes and trees and,
That's so relevant.
and so it's, you know,
Do you know how far off the property line it has to be?
Depends on the size of the shed.
Is that in the?
There should be, it should be online,
No,
but if
okay.
not, I got them. Depending on the size, usually 3 to 5 feet. Can't be taller than your house.
Right,
Wow,
right.
that'd be awesome.
Right,
Big
so,
shed.
you know, so there's, yeah, just let me know what
Darn,
size you
that's
want,
what
and
I'm
I'll
like,
tell you the setbacks.
Do I just call you?
Yep. Well, if you're gonna do it, fill out the permit and show me where you're planning on putting and how big it is. I'll tell you the setbacks.
Darn.
Just if I can comment, I went through this a few years ago before I was a board member. And Gary came over and looked at everything, because I had a fence and a shed and a pad and a sidewalk and a bunch of different things. And it was all right on the website.
Okay.
Okay.
You done?
No, thanks. I'm not saying you're a bad guy or you're.
No, that's
bad or
okay,
anything
no,
like
that's
that.
okay, I just wanted to make
It's
sure
not-
we're here so we can straighten it out.
Right.
But I appreciate it.
we,
Like I said, I'm sorry for Sunday.
No worries, I
It's
don't,
my fault.
I don't.
I know I
take it-
discuss with all the employees here, you know, you go on somebody's property, you treat it like it's your own, with respect, okay? And I'm sorry this escalated to where it did. I can assure you down the road, nobody's targeting, you know, your property or you as an individual. I don't know what else I can say.
That's plenty.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate.
Forward, like I said, we can, you know, make sure we contact the homeowner, you know.
He appreciates you hearing his
Yes,
concerns.
Yeah, I called him the other night, you know,
Yeah.
we talked, and, so,
Thank you.
hopefully, yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was better than I thought it would, to be honest.
Thanks for your conversation.
No
It
worries.
seemed to go well between both parties.
No worries.
Yeah.
Stuff like that a lot of times works itself out with just dialogue.
Yep.
So,
The kid was,
we should move on to reports.
did not look like
I
an
don't know, you want to talk about the history?
I imagine they-
No,
All right.
no history.
Okay, thank you.
like,
Um,
he says I might know his family, I don't even know his last name.
Gary, I just want to say that, going forward, contact the homeowner, because I looked up a lot of it online today, legal stuff. Nobody, even a contractor, if they're working there, they don't have the authority to say, yeah, come on back and look at it. The homeowner's the only one who can
Right.
allow you to have access,
Understandable, I didn't know that young man didn't live there.
Yeah, how would you know?
or occupant.
Right.
Owner or occupant.
Right.
If someone is renting a place, then they can give you permission if they say, hey, something's not right here. But as
Right.
far as anybody else, they don't have the authority to.
Right, no, I understand
It's a,
that,
it's a
but-
Fourth Amendment violation is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't come out with that and say, I'm gonna.
Well, you could.
I was
just-
hoping he wasn't gonna go that far.
Could have just as easily, I mean, if he didn't let you back there, you could have taken him from behind the fence, taken the photos and stuff.
Well-
He'd have to get permission from that homeowner to
Okay.
go on his property.
Yeah, I'm not, listen.
It's over and done with.
It is, and I don't go sneaking on people's land.
I know.
so everybody
I know
knows.
you don't.
I ask, and if they want to let me
I
back
know,
there, I go
I
back
know.
there, so please.
Yep.
One of the tough parts of the job.
Yeah.
Okay,
The zoning's a tough part of the job. This is
Yeah.
something I was in the job for 25 years.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, well then, I'm all set.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thanks,
thank you
Gary.
very much.
Okay, thanks, Gary.
No worries.
All right, going to the mayor's report. A lot of stuff going on with the grants right now. You've all had a chance to read all that. It's also included, it's in Courtney's report. Our street sign, that got turned into DOT, correct, Courtney, for Hickory Way? So we're still waiting on that. We purchased trees through NIPA, the tree program. They usually offer that every year. You buy a tree, you get one free. So we took advantage of that. We'll be planting those. The harvest market's done for the season. We feel it was a pretty good success. And we're gonna have a year-end ramp up with the vendors there to get their input, what they liked, what they didn't like, how to make it even better.
Can we get a report of that when it comes?
Sure, yep.
Okay, thank you.
The Bergen Fire Department budget, we're gonna be voting on that later in the meeting. I attended the semi-annual NIPA meeting. That's the New York Municipal Power Agency. That's who we buy our supplemental power that we use over and above our allotment from our hydro allocation from Niagara Falls. And they informed the body, all the members of the association, that the rates are gonna be going up. And it took effect on October 1st. The old rate was 4.9, now it's gone to, what, 6.7. The cost of energy is going up, and I believe they were down $3 million from a year ago. And with the winter coming, they're trying to build up the fund balance again. So that's gonna be going up. On the MUA, I also attended the annual MUA meeting, and a tentative agreement on a multi-year plan was reached with NIPA, and there's, I believe, 52 systems in the whole state that have to approve this. The MUA has 40 members, and they've okayed it, the executive board. And there's another organization called NIAP, New York Association of Public Power. They're another organization like MUA. A lot of the members used to be in the MUA, and they branched off and started another power agency. And they've also are willing to sign off on it. I think you'll remember back a few months ago, they came out with an outrageous rate increase, and the governor shot it down and told them to go back to the drawing board, sharpen their pencil. Well, they've come back, and both the MUA board and the NIAP board members, executive boards, feel that they've sharpened their pencil to where it should be now. And the trustees of NIPA are going to be voting on that at their next meeting, which is this month, to put it out for a public hearing so that the public can have input on it. And what it was the rates would be increasing over the course of 6 years. They're looking to obtain $1.1 billion, mainly to refurbish the power plant. The last rate, our increase for rates was in 2011, so it's been 14 years. So on both accounts, on our supplemental, it's going to be going up, and our hydro allocation, the amount we get from Niagara Falls allocated is, that price of that power is also going to be going up.
Joe, what's that gonna look like for the average homeowner?
We brought that up, PLM oversees our purchasing of our power. They're gonna work up a whole schedule for us and put it down to a simple or basic residential, how much is this gonna affect? So they should be coming out with that within the next probably week or two.
Okay.
And when we get that, we'll pass that on to you. We're still awaiting some delivery of substation equipment. Some of this equipment was ordered in March of 2024. We're still waiting. I got word today that one of the units is coming in Tuesday. And then I got word that the main transformer is being shipped the end of this week. But I've heard that, I don't know how many times now.
Where's it coming from, Joe?
Mississippi. So hopefully it is being shipped. We've been on them all the time. It's 6 months overdue now,
Yeah.
and we're really in bad need of obtaining that transformer so we can put the pieces together to get the power up to the industrial park. So hopefully they both come in. I know the one is coming in Tuesday for sure, and then the other one, hopefully it's the end of the week, it's being shipped. We need to know a few days in advance because we have to have a crane come in to unload it. It's 47,000 pounds. So you need a crane here to unload just to get it off the truck, so.
And it goes back down this little street over here?
This one is actually, this one here for now is going over into the Church Street substation. And then down, after everything gets done at the other station, we're gonna have to move it from there back over to the Gibson place. But to get power up to the industrial park now, we have to put it over here. So, Norterra has been, our substation on Church Street has kicked out 7 times, knocking them completely out of power. It's been a nightmare. Trying to troubleshoot it, and we brought techs in to try to troubleshoot this. And today, the techs were here again, and they brought in the equipment to test some of the other equipment that we have, and they did find the problem. We were able to switch 1/3 of the load that the factory uses onto our other station. And it seems, knock on wood, reducing the amount of load going out of the church station has seemed to stop the tripping out of that station. They're called current transformers, and I think when they're heavily running over there, so many amps are flowing through them lines that the CTs can't handle it, and there's a slight differential, and as soon as there's any differential there, it kicks the station out. There's a relay that runs between the 2 stations, and it monitors what's going and what's coming back. And when they're not exactly the same, it trips the breaker, and the whole substation goes down. So it was bad. I mean, they're in full production, and then to lose all your power, boom, and then it wasn't good, and then it's happened like 7 times. The last time was 2 times. It happened a couple days ago, and that's when we switched 1/3 of the line over to the other station, and it hasn't tripped out since. We're hoping that we can get through this rest of the season like that, giving them 1/3 from that station, keeping the amps down lower, where the CTs don't get so saturated that they kicks out. If not, we're gonna have to purchase some other CTs, which, try to find them somewhere. A lot of this lead times is, you can be 50 weeks out to get a lot of the stuff. I may even have to contact National Grid or RG&E to see if they can help us out with some of the stuff we need, in an emergency situation. So that's where we're at. They did find out, we do know what the problem is now, and now it's a matter of seeing if we can limp through the rest of the season. You know, hopefully it holds like it is now, and then, because we got the new station going in, and at that point, we'll, you know, this problem will be gone, but until then, we're trying to limp through, and if not, we're gonna have to buy some current transformers.
If we get all these materials, how long before the new substation, or at least a better substation is up and running?
You
Everything's
mean,
in. The Mississippi project, everything gets in?
you mean the total project?
Well, no, just to get us.
To get Oxbow,
Yeah,
and probably just a matter of a couple, 2-3 weeks,
Oh, okay.
once we get everything in here.
Are they in that building? They're not in the
No,
building yet.
not yet. No, we're,
So it's a rush to get them powered by the time they get together.
yeah, we were hoping to have power up there already, to be honest. We are still waiting for the main transformer, and,
The main transformer is the hinge though, right? That's the big thing we're waiting for, this Mississippi.
yeah, I'm confident the other we had 3 voltage regulators. 2 of them came in, we were waiting for the third one is coming Tuesday. We got a call today.
Okay.
So that's definitely coming Tuesday. The main transformer is the one that we need to get in-house here. So, like I said, they said this shipping the end of this week, so it's gonna take a few days to get here, probably, a couple days, so. we're
Is
supposed to
there,
be-
if that doesn't occur, is there a cost to the problem that you found that we would have to rectify? Or you don't know yet?
Well, yeah, there's 2 separate things here.
Right.
That's not even gonna remedy this problem
Okay.
with the CTs.
Unrelated?
What's that?
It's unrelated?
Well, they're 2 separate things. One is to get power up to the industrial park, and the other one is keeping Norterra running. They're on a different substation, so you got 2 different things going on here. So, but we're working on it. It's been pretty hectic the last few days, trying to
Sounds like it.
coordinate and getting technicians, finding technicians, getting them here. It's unbelievable. There's a shortage in the whole state, and it's hard to get these technicians. So, we're working on it. Okay, that's all I got. What do you got, Courtney?
You all have my report, you've all read through it, so I won't touch on too much things. The paving project went really well. The back parking lot looks really, really good. They did the stage and the Hickory Way. But I just wanted to thank everybody who helped, Town of Bergen, Town of Byron, Village of Churchville, and Roy, especially Joel Pocock from the town. He really did it. It helped me a lot, coordinating everything and getting the trucks and whatnot. So I'm really appreciative of him, and that they're always helping, so I appreciate that. Taxes, at the end of this month is the last time we can take tax bills in the office, and after that it goes to the county and they collect it. I'll pass this around. This is the people who still owe us funds. A lot of those people don't ever pay, and they let it go to, basically eventually goes on there.
County?
Yeah, because on county tax, they pay through their mortgage, what do you call it, program.
Escrow?
Escrow.
Yeah.
So really, that's about average, and what happens is the county takes it and cuts us a check for whatever we send to them, and then they collect it, so we'll never be out of that money. Budget-wise, we get a number of different projected number for New York State retirement. They send us 3 different, first projection, and then something closer, and then the final bill for what our contribution to the retirement plan will be. And this year, it looks like the projection is about $31,000 more than last year. For budgeting purposes, I'll have to take that into account.
I don't recall 30,000 last year. Was this something new? I mean, it's not.
No, so it's a New York State retirement, so it
Right,
went
right.
from 80-something to over
Mhm.
100,000.
That's a huge jump, right? From
It's a good size increase, yes,
compared
absolutely.
to last year was a
Minimal.
few thousand.
Right.
It wasn't
Yep.
30. And is that, did they give you any explanation as to why?
No, they suspend the bill.
That's interesting.
It is odd that because the market seems to be doing
Correct.
well.
Yeah.
We haven't had any change of employees
Right.
or anything like that, but yeah, it's hard to
Okay.
say what the reasoning is. Without contacting them, and I'm not sure why they could give me a great response.
Have them go over their numbers again.
But I will say though, years ago, there was some big
Yeah,
swings and
right,
big
right.
increases.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you expect them, you know.
Right.
There's certain reasons, but that's just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So besides that, that's all I had to add.
The CEO got his report.
I got a question on that. I had a permit for my roof, does it not show on here if it's like been approved already and it's out? You know what I mean?
Right, so his report only shows basically active stuff.
Okay.
Um,
So if it
So
was,
if it was closed out, then he takes it off.
okay,
Of course, so he usually puts the new ones on there for the
Yeah.
month, and then once
okay,
they're closed out, then he just moves them.
very good.
Because you can see that there's no 2024 ones on here anymore,
Yeah.
which I think just recently, that's
Short
what's
now.
dropped off. Yeah, it is short. A pretty busy building season.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the reports of the officers?
I make a motion that we accept the reports of the zoning and mayor and administrator reports.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Trustee concerns? Bernadette?
No, not a concern, but I did notice this morning, an officer sitting, I guess checking speed radar or whatever, shooting radar, at the corner by the cemetery on Buffalo Road. And I kind of giggled because I thought, were there people speeding through there on Wednesday morning?
Every one of them.
Oh, every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Every day.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I walk that stretch every morning and there's, probably 9 out of 10 cars are going 40+ miles an hour.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding. So it's constant.
As Joe said previously, it's a cherry picking there because it's a
Yes.
30 because in the village, but on both
You can
sides
get
it's 45 or 55.
Yeah.
So people don't slow down, they just keep on going so they can sit there and get
Yeah.
tickets all day.
Oh,
All
okay.
day.
I wasn't even really, I was thinking, oh, I don't even see any traffic, but I'm sitting on Motor Street most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a favorite spot out there.
Oh, but I was glad to see that there was an officer around.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
good.
There's state police?
Yeah.
They've been down the hill,
I've seen
right
it.
at the entrance to Kmart, sitting in the corner every
I've been
day,
there too.
catching
Get
people
the
coming
sheriff?
down the hill. No, it's just state
State
police.
police too, okay,
Yeah.
good.
The sheriff was here this afternoon over by 82 South Lake.
Great.
So when we pay for extra time, is that with state police or? the
Sheriffs.
Oh.
Genesee County Sheriffs.
So then what makes the state police come sit here? What, they have time or they
Yeah, either that or you gotta fill their, I don't know.
they just decide to come here?
They gotta write tickets, you know, I don't know.
Easy
They're
pickings.
in the area, I guess.
Yeah.
They must, I think they have a zone, you know,
They do.
this is their zone.
Oh.
And they can set up where they want, so, yeah, they know a lot of people speed through here. And we tell them all the time, please, yeah, we love having you
Yeah.
here. And I know George always tells them up there, and Tom too,
Oh,
you
right.
know. So it's good, it's good they're there. All right, Mike?
Not a concern, just the new parking area, parking lot, great job there. I walk back there all the time with the dog and stuff like that. Just notice, is there ever been a discussion about perhaps a rail or some type of fence between our parking lot and the tracks? Of any kind, sometimes I see cars parked up pretty close to the tracks, up on the grass. Just wondered if that's a liability to the village at all, if.
Well, we push snow all the
You
way
do,
up through there.
okay. Just-
That's how we got it, yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we get rid of the snow. push it all up there.
Yeah, all right, just wondered if, okay,
Yeah.
snow, that makes sense.
Right on the tracks and then the train pushed it.
That's the best way. It just seems like a small rail along the front edge of that would be really nice, but I get it with the snow,
Yeah.
things like that. It's a big lot, yeah. Okay, that was it.
Todd?
No concerns, just echo what Mike said, did a fantastic job on the parking lots that were paved recently.
Yeah. That top coat looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Number 7 on there, it looks like. Boy, it looks really nice.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Bob?
In lieu of what was just discussed earlier, is there a consideration that, that we should have concrete pads require a permit based on the fact that sometimes they will cover their septic tank or easement lines or something that they're not aware of? Without being able to track that without a permit, to make sure they had 811 come in and check for buried lines, because all the stuff in the subdivision is buried. And if you don't have someone come in and tell you where your cable line is, your electric line stuff, you know, you could be digging up anything at any given time. So I'm just wondering if a pad, apparently Gary said a pad's not required, but I'm wondering if maybe it should be required if we're worried about people covering up their septic tanks, which belong to the village. So just a thought.
I thought it was only, I get your point about covering things up, but I
Yeah.
thought the permitting was really, or the 811 digging was only if you were digging footers.
Oh, no, I had
No,
stumps
no
ground.
digging.
I had stumps ground and I had to call them.
Ah.
And it's a good thing, because the cable line went right by the stump. And so it was nice to know it was there and they worked around it, but, yeah. So, I mean, you know, if you got equipment on your property, they could be, I mean, just heavy equipment, digging up who knows what kind of lines and stuff, just by running over it, or over the top of the tank. So, anyway, just a thought.
So homeowners know where their tanks are, right? I know where my tanks are.
No.
Not necessarily.
No?
No.
Oh, because I had two.
No,
Very
I know.
few.
Oh.
no, because I think you mentioned there was somebody who poured over the top of one, and then another homeowner had to have it broken apart
Yep,
to have access to the,
they just bought the property,
And there was a pad over it?
and there was a pad over it, all the entire tank.
I could put something in my monthly newsletter too, just saying, you know, any digging, please call 811 as a homeowner.
yeah.
Because then, you know, gets out there and all the utilities are gonna show up.
Yep. Yeah.
So just before I became a board member, I know there was some village changes to the zoning, correct? And that's all been updated, is it all on our website and all that?
Yes.
All right, so I'd like to take a peek at what is on there and what isn't,
Yeah.
and further discussions down the road,
Yeah.
you know, about what we can or can't do. That's a whole process, but,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't cover everything, but you can, you know, at least look at what makes sense.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Well, if somebody's gonna plant bushes or plant a tree or something, you know? If they know,
Like
I think most people know you call 811, but
Yeah.
I could throw a thing in my newsletter,
Yeah.
call them.
Well, I'd be surprised that you could do like a 12 by 18 pad and not have that zoned. I mean, but apparently you can.
The-
Who knew?
I think
Who knew?
the reasoning is because it's not structural.
Right. I mean, but
But-
who decides if it's not structural? You know what I mean? What
Well,
if you attach it to your house or
if-
not?
Gary said if there, in that case, if,
Right,
you know, if there's gonna be
someone
a roof put over it, and then become, you know, then that becomes structural, you have to worry about
Yeah.
safety, but.
Yeah, well,
and if
we have a
building-
unique situation that we have tanks in the back of our houses where most people don't, you know what I mean, with the gray water system. So it is a little different that you just say, well, I'm just gonna approve, and I don't need a permit to cover it all up, because I don't know where the hell the tank is, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway,
What do other villages do?
Other villages don't have,
Some
other villages don't have tanks,
Right.
and it's usually, that stuff is usually in the front yard, not the back.
okay, that's all.
So, yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's a legit concern.
Yeah, because everybody, nobody puts decks and things in their front yard.
Yeah.
They put all,
Everything's in
Yeah.
there.
that's right where we put all the tanks and the sewer lines,
Oh, only over there?
everywhere, every
Everywhere in the
village.
yeah.
Because mine are down in my front.
Yeah,
Ours
yours are
all
only
in the
one.
back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just assumed that was the norm.
No,
It's
you're lucky.
I have two.
very, yeah, and that, having two unusual as well. I think there's only probably well, I think there's only two I know of that have two tanks, maybe three, even Jim McConnell.
I mean, I guess I get that legit risk that could be covering it up and if they don't know.
Well, they're gonna make you take it out if you have to. I mean,
Well, that's the thing, you're actually saving them time and money.
You are,
Yeah.
and
By
that's the risk.
by letting them, at least Gary know that, hey, this is happening here, and you can tell them, yeah, we had 811 called, and, you know, and we're not covering the tank or something, but if they just go about doing their own thing, we don't know, we'll have no idea.
Yeah, and that ultimately.
Until it's too late,
If
and
somebody
they
puts
show
a
up
pad
with a
in the
vacuum, and they go, I can't get at the tank,
Yeah,
so.
and if it happens, and they pour it over, and they do something, then if they're, it becomes their problem, it's their responsibility, it's our tank, we have, you know, but like that house over here that they poured over the pad, it's a new homeowner, they're not the one who actually poured over the tank, but unfortunately, they have to,
They had to break it up.
they're gonna have to
Yeah.
fix it,
And-
they're gonna have
Yeah.
to do it, it's not our responsibility,
Right.
it's unfortunately their problem.
When people buy homes in the village, do we give like a little welcome bag packet?
We have information that we give them.
And could we put a little something in there, a flyer that says, hey, contact us so you know where your septic tank is or whatever else?
Yeah.
Is a home, do they even know? Like if they buy the house, do they know? I knew somehow, but maybe because you told me.
Some people would buy the house and they still don't know they have a tank or understand the
Yeah.
sewer system and how it all works, so,
So maybe we put a little something in there, welcome kit.
yeah.
I know.
Get a good
they
home inspection.
Used to have the information in there, who to contact,
Yeah.
the sewer, the electric, all that was
Yeah.
included in the old welcome.
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
Okay, move on to new business. All right, the Bergen Fire Department budget approval. You know, at the last meeting, the representatives were here from the fire department and gave us a report on it, and presented the budget. I asked you all to take it home and look at it, and
The only question I had on it, which is not something I guess we can answer, was why the Riga and Monroe counties increase is only 2% when the other ones are 12. I understand they're smaller altogether, but why do they only get raised 2%?
They have a long-term contract with the fire department and that's all they can increase it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so that's kind of like an understanding. And if they try to raise it more than 2%, then Riga could just say, too bad, we're not gonna pay Bergen, we're gonna just use, say, Chick-fil-A or a different fire.
Oh.
So they don't want to lose on
Get them
that
shop
money.
around.
Then you lose that revenue.
Mhm. Was, Courtney, any other discussion on the town asking us to contribute as the village to the snow and mowing and all that?
Yeah, that's the question I have.
It's just, I know that this is the first time that's been requested ever,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it was just an arbitrary, we're gonna add it to our budget and make it.
Well, from what they said at the last meeting, our last board meeting, it's in here.
Yeah.
So
So
it is
they haven't,
13,500.
13,000, yeah. So this is as a result of town was gonna mow some, village other.
No.
It was brought back. And then it, somehow it dissolved and now the town's cutting all of it and he still already wants $13,000 for cutting and plowing. Is that how?
that's what it sounded like to
Yeah,
me.
is that how it sounds?
basically.
Okay, so, I mean, did they go out for bids, like Steve Mackey or Joe McConnell? I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money for something that they could be doing while they're hanging around the station, you know? We'll give them a lawnmower and go ahead and cut the grass while you're, you know, cleaning engines or something, like $13,000.
Well, you gotta remember too, they're all volunteers.
So, I know.
So you can't say, hey, you're standing around doing nothing, go out and mow the grass.
Well, it's the town
Well-
employees that are doing it, right?
Town employees,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not the firemen, it's the
Yeah.
town, I mean, is there a contribution that we do that and they pay us?
We don't have the equipment or the manpower.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
They've got big gang mowers.
right,
We
right,
don't have the equipment.
okay.
So,
Take the hours to mow that,
We-
that's your turn.
we did bid years and years ago. I don't know how long ago, because we were thinking about hiring somebody to do bowling in different places, and that was one of them. And the bids that we, not bids, but we called around and got a couple quotes, and it was all very, very high. Because that's a lot of land there.
Mhm.
You know, and if you do it with a zero turn, then it would take a substantial amount of time. But the town has the gang mowers, which is, 6 foot wide, so they make really quick work of it.
Yeah.
So it would have, the quotes we got back probably 10 years ago were more than 13.5.
Wow. Okay.
But I will say, looking at the budget, the town, right, so if you look at how much money that the town contributes in revenue to this budget, right? So you're talking, I figured it up last meeting, it's in the neighborhood of 63%, right? So if they contribute 63% of the revenue, then is it also reasonable to say that they pay 63% of the expenditures? If that's the case, then they're also paying 63% of the 13,500. So they're getting 13,500, but then they're turning around and paying back to the fire department about 63% of that 13,500. So I figured it's a net gain of about $5,000-6,000 for them. So I just think that's, it seems odd to me, not gaining a whole lot and making all this match for $5,000.
Right. Mhm.
The other concern I had is, looking at now I don't want to say the depreciation of the equipment, but the cost of something new every 5 years going up $500,000. I'm wondering if we should somehow stress that they need a maintenance plan for the in-between years. I know they're always cleaning them and all this stuff, but they're finding things that are starting to fall apart, obviously, I sent pictures. If there's a maintenance plan, that would be a hell of a lot cheaper than $500,000 in 5 years. That would make these things last longer and, try to get them out there maybe to 8 years of usability as opposed to 5. Or the Quint 26 is, they're due up and they're saying, oh, it's gonna cost another $1 million, and how does something go up $500,000 in 5 years? I mean, that's crazy.
Is that the replacement of the,
Engine 27, purchased 2019 at $540. If we were to purchase it now, it'd be $1.1 million. That's $500,000 in 5 years. That's crazy.
It's not just fire trucks, it's
No.
even the town highway plow
Absolutely,
trucks.
absolutely, but
Price is
right now,
ridiculous.
we're looking at their cost, and it's like, holy cow.
That's the price of everything going
Mhm.
forward.
Oh, sure,
so.
sure. But-
You're just saying if they did routine maintenance, then maybe they'd
If-
last long.
Right, maybe we wouldn't have to replace them as often, and you'd have some that lasted 8 or 10 years instead of saying, 5 years, shot. And then we're paying double every 5, so, just my opinion.
Mhm.
the ladder truck that they're talking about that went, that had the frame on that.
Saw that.
Yeah, and I was told that that was a issue with a lot of the fire trucks they bought from that company at that time period.
Wow, and if you want a new one.
But I talked to Mark Swanson today, who's the president of the fire department, and they're borrowing the $200,000 to fix that equipment. And he believes that once they put the new frame on, it costs $200,000, but they should be able to get 10 to 15 more years out
Oh,
of it.
good. All right, that's good.
Yeah, which is a lot better than the $500,000
Yeah.
that was originally quoted.
Yeah.
And, you try to sell it with a bad frame, you're not getting a whole lot of money. And if you go out and try to buy another one, you're $1 million change, so.
Yeah.
This was, finding if somebody had $200,000 to change that frame out was a really,
Yeah.
it's a really good deal. Fortunate for them.
Okay. So, motion to approve the 2026 Bergen Fire Department budget. Cost is $96,900.98. Motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 Bergen Fire Department budget.
is there a second?
I'll second
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next thing is the designation of surplus on pavilion metal roofing. You know, the demolished the back pavilion, and what was salvageable on it was the metal roofing. So the guys took care of taking that off. We now have that behind our closet. And we'd like to designate that as surplus and put it on Auctions International just to see if we could sell it.
it. And so somebody would buy that?
Oh, yeah, somebody that's got a little
Really?
hobby farm or something and wants to put up a little barn for,
No kidding.
Yeah, chicken runs or
yeah,
whatever.
for anything, oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're putting it up specifically because people asked.
No kidding.
If they could take it.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
They were
wanted it,
dumpster
so-
diving.
To be fair, we gotta put it up for auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And towards the end, people actually wanted the whole pavilion, but we didn't have time to, you know, market a surplus and put it up for auction.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for
Yeah.
designation of surplus of the pavilion metal roof.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Standard workday resolution.
Yeah, I think I sent that email out and, with the meeting materials, I kind of described what we're doing here. Just something that is necessary to record retirement. And Mike's in the retirement plan through his job, so this is additional on top. So we have to do this, and myself. I have salary, so I don't have the hourly part of it.
So you just had to record time just to see
Yeah,
about
so
how
that
long it
paycheck we all
takes
get, I
and-
have to report
yeah.
it to the state.
Oh.
That's what this is. They ask me how many hours I work. I think I did 1.5 hours a month times 6 or whatever, or 3 hours a month, so this is 3 months worth, whatever it was. So,
So what does this really basically do?
yeah, I guess it lets us approve what? I don't-
So, your part of this is approving this and our calculations of how much time Mike spends there for the recording purposes. That gets reported to the state for his retirement.
Okay.
Mine, basically, is for the same reason, but I don't have to record because I'm salaried.
Right.
What about the girls in the office?
They're just different because of their level, I guess.
Okay.
That's what I was wondering was why is it just you two?
For me, this is an additional job for me. So I'm in the state retirement system, but anything else that contributes, I have to report apparently. I didn't know that until this year. This is the
Yeah.
first time they made me do it.
Oh.
So it gets added to my total for retirement at the end of my career.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is nice for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, I put the time in, so, the benefit is positive for me.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the standard workday reporting resolution.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried?
I abstain.
Okay, Mike abstained. Okay, resolution number 9. Okay, resolution with reference to the Village of Bergen, Johnson County, New York, Phase 2 inflow and infiltration project. Okay, resolution authorizing Courtney Gale, who's village clerk treasurer, is empowered to act on behalf of the Village of Bergen as the authorized official. And whereas the Northern Border Regional Commission requires the Village Board of Trustees to designate an authorized official to apply for grant assistance. Now therefore be resolved that Courtney Gale, village clerk treasurer, is hereby authorized on behalf of the Village of Bergen to apply for, accept, and expend grant funds from the Northern Borders Regional Commission. The named authorized official has permission to sign all NBRC application and investment documents that bind the town or the village in this case.
If it wasn't Courtney, who else would it be?
Probably myself.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 9 of 2025.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. The next is appointment of a hearing officer for the Bergen Fire Department. I think you have all in front of you, correct? This would be named Mark Swanson, the president of the Bergen Fire Department, as hearing officer pursuant to a certain notice of public hearing attached here to such public hearing to be held at the Bergen Fire Department, 10 Hunter Street, Bergen, New York, on October 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Further direct that the village clerk shall cause the attached notice of public hearing to be posted on the village's website in the area of that website used to inform village residents about the events affecting the residents, and that such shall be posted no later than October 13th, 2025. So again, this is naming Mark Swanson, president of the Bergen Fire Department, as a hearing officer for the public hearing.
And what does that mean exactly?
They're going out to borrow money, and this is a stipulation that, who's it with?
What's that, I don't know the name of this, it's whoever you're talking about the lender? They're probably going out for bond, right?
Yeah, they're looking to borrow money for that, upgrade that truck.
Right.
And to do so, them being a village fire department, we have to give them authority, assign someone to oversee that public hearing. And then after the hearing, then they can go out for a bond to borrow the money.
Okay. And does the town also have to agree, or just us
No.
because they're in the village? They're located in the village?
I believe it's just us.
It's just us.
Yeah, it's a village fire department.
Oh.
Because officially, on paper, the fire department is a part of the village. So like,
Municipality.
Proper.
Right,
not land-wise, I'm talking about the structure
Oh.
of the village of Bergen. So,
Oh, because their land is on the town, not on the village?
No, it is on the village.
It isn't the village, yeah.
Oh.
That's why,
But it-
because it is ours.
Okay.
Like the sewer department, the electric department,
That's all.
DPW, the fire department, they're all considered departments of the village.
You see, when they bring in new members, we vote on them
Yeah.
because it's a village fire department. We have to okay those new members to be members of Bergen Fire Department.
Because when they started off, they were just another department of the village.
Okay.
Okay, so is there a motion to appoint Mark Swanson
I'll make a motion that we
For the public
appoint
hearing?
Mark Swanson, hearing officer for the village fire department.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor? Opposed? Carried. The last thing on here is the noise ordinance from the old business. Bob, did you find out anything?
I found out from Castile that they have no decibel level. They just say noise, excessive noise. And they have no decibel level. And I'm pretty sure a lot of those places don't have a decibel level.
So I finally heard back from Arcade,
Yeah.
and they said the same thing.
Yeah.
They put the signs up at some point. The message that was left for me was, they talked to the police chief, and the police chief knows that the signs are not enforceable.
Yep.
But they're up there and, some people.
Hopefully it helps,
Some
maybe
people
even a
will.
1/4% of the time.
Right.
25% of the time or whatever.
Do the truckers know it's not enforceable?
Probably some.
Probably.
Local ones probably do.
But, maybe if they look at it and go, all right, give them a break today, I'm not gonna make all this noise and stuff, but yeah, I mean, there's no nobody has a level where it says you can't exceed this decibel limit. So I think with that, we're kind of SOL, yeah.
Does that mean Harleys would have to abide by this too when they go?
Depends on the decibel.
Huh.
But
So
it's
it's subjective, it's
no
like, yeah,
accessible.
you know, the cop says, yeah, it's too loud, well, it is too loud, I mean, you know, yeah, so. I guess we don't pursue anymore, I don't know, should we
Okay.
let it go?
Is there any reason not to put the signs up? Is that what you're saying?
The county said that they won't put signs up unless they're enforceable.
That's a county road.
So it's not enforceable, so there's no sense putting a sign
Yeah,
up.
isn't it, it's not enforceable, if a policeman's sitting there and says you're in excess of the ordinance for this village, then sure, we'll put a sign up, but if it's just a arbitrary thing, no,
Hmm.
no, it won't go for it, so.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Okay. Anything else before we entertain a motion to adjourn? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?